Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie, the Introverted Reader, and today's video is something a little bit different. I am going to read to you. I'm going to read to you from this book, the Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. This is the animated classics edition of this book. You all know I love the movie, so I thought to myself, I don't know what to film, and I guess it's autumn time, it's cozy time, we want to feel warm and cozy during the fall time. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I read this book? I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read up to a certain point, and then you guys can tell me in the comments if you want me to carry on. So get yourself a wee drink. Get yourself a drink. No cup of tea. I have water here. Get a pillow. This is a pillow that my aunt got me for my birthday. It says, "Just a girl who loves books." And look, that's me. And it has my name on it. It's so cute. Anyway, so I have this. Just sit that behind me. I also have my dressing gown over the back of this chair. I'm wearing a Jack Skellington t-shirt that has a stain on it. That's embarrassing. Oh well. Reality. Anyway. Let's get to reading this book. Let's get comfy then, fam. So. It was the day after Halloween in Halloween Town. Ghouls, goblins, werewolves, and witches gathered in the town square to wait for the return of their leader, Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King. Fresh from his night of fright, Jack Skellington rode into town, his fearsome pumpkin costume ablaze. The admiring crowd of monsters cheered as Jack leapt from his wooden horse and doused the flames in a fountain. "Great Halloween, everybody," said the two-faced mayor. "I believe it was our most horrible yet," added Jack Skellington. "Thanks to you, Jack," replied the mayor. Everyone in Halloween Town thought Jack Skellington was a wonderful Pumpkin King, and they couldn't wait to tell him how much they adored him. "You're such a scream, Jack," one vampire cheered. "You're a witch's fondest dream," cried a witch. From the edge of the crowd, a rag doll named Sally watched Jack, her heart filled with longing. Suddenly, an evil scientist grabbed hold of Sally's arm. "The deadly nightshade you slipped me wore off, Sally," the scientist said. The scientist was Sally's creator, Dr. Finkelstein, who had created Sally in his laboratory. In return, he expected Sally to be his companion forever. "Let go!" Sally cried. "You're coming with me," Dr. Finkelstein said, trying to pull Sally away. Thinking quickly, Sally picked at the threads that attached her ragdoll arm, causing her arm to detach. She fled to the graveyard, leaving her arm to knock Dr. Finkelstein on the head. In the square, the crowd tried to get closer to their king. Soon Jack found himself surrounded. "Oh, Jack, you make wounds ooze and flesh crawl," cooed a swamp monster. But none of the praise and good cheer mattered to Jack. Like Sally, he wanted to escape too. While the mayor made an announcement, Jack took the opportunity to slip away. "Nice work, Bone Daddy," a musician called after him. "Yeah, I guess so. Just like last year," Jack replied. Jack walked forlornly to the graveyard, where he summoned Zero from his tomb. Zero was Jack's ghost dog, who had a glowing orange pumpkin nose. As Jack walked, he boasted to Zero of his fame throughout the world as the King of Fear. But Jack was bored of making people scream all the time. He wanted more than being the Pumpkin King. Jack felt something was missing from his life. He didn't think anyone in Halloween Town could possibly understand. But someone did understand. Sally had heard everything from behind a gravestone. She knew exactly how Jack felt. But Sally was too timid to reveal herself, so she watched as he walked into the forest with Zero. "Sally," Dr. Finkelstein called when he heard her return to his castle. "You've come back." "I had to," Sally said. "For this?" he said, holding up Sally's arm. He led her to his laboratory where he reattached her arm. Sally told Dr. Finkelstein that she was feeling restless. "It's a phase, my dear. It'll pass," Dr. Finkelstein said. "We need to be patient, that's all." But Sally didn't want to be patient. Early the next morning, the mayor arrived at Jack's house to discuss plans for next Halloween. The mayor climbed up the steps and rang the bell, but there was no answer. The mayor pounded on the door, but there was still no answer. "Jack, answer me!" the mayor cried, but Jack could not answer because he was not home. In fact, Jack hadn't been home all night. At the very edge of Halloween Town, the pumpkin sun blazed above the skeletal trees of the forest. "Where are we?" Jack yawned, tired after a long night of wandering. Jack had found himself in a place unlike any he had been to before. "What is this?" Jack wondered as he stepped into a clearing. All around him stood trees with strange pictures carved into their trunks. One was carved with a pretty egg, one with a plump turkey, and another with a bold red heart. But one carving stood out to Jack more than any other, that of a brightly colored green tree. As Jack looked closer, he saw that the carvings were in fact doors with shining doorknobs. Curious, Jack took hold of a doorknob on the tree door, turned it, and pulled. The door opened. Jack leaned inside to see where it led, but all he could see was darkness. Jack stepped back, disappointed, but as he did so, a flurry of snowflakes whirled out from the tree and pulled him inside. The door slammed shut behind him, leaving Zero in the forest all alone. Down Jack tumbled as spiraling snowflakes eddied around him. Jack landed with a thump. A bright flash blinded him for a moment. As his sight returned, Jack found himself sitting on top of a snow-covered hill, overlooking the most cheerful-looking town he had ever seen. Jack jumped up and slid down the hill towards the town. When he arrived, Jack wondered if he was dreaming. All around him, people were laughing and singing. It was nothing like dark and gloomy Halloween Town. Everything was bright and colorful. There were no monsters, no witches, and nobody was scared. Jack wanted to know more about this mysterious place. But where was he? Not looking where he was going, Jack crashed into a signpost. Christmas Town? And that is where we're going to stop. So, what's going on? He has landed in Christmas Town. Oh my, what could happen next? Well, I know this video is a little bit short, but I didn't want to keep you guys too long. So you guys can tell me in the comments if you would like me to continue on reading to you. I hope you enjoyed this little short story time. Again, let me know in the comments if you would like me to continue, and I 100% will next week, next Tuesday, because I am working over the weekend. Wow. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. And subscribe if you have not already, so you know when the next one is coming up. And all my socials are down below as always. And yeah, have a good one, everybody. Stay warm. It's cold outside.